Hello everyone, my name is Samantha Upshaw and today I'm going to be speaking to you about the film called Boys Don't Cry for the Diversity Film Assignment. The film Boys Don't Cry was produced in 1999. It is an American biographical film directed by Kimberly Pierce and co-written by Pierce and Andy Byan. The film Boys Don't Cry is based off a true story of Brandon Tina. It is based off an American trans man who adopts a male identity. He is on the loose trying to find himself through this crisis with no friends, family, and on the hunt for love far from home in Nebraska. Chloe, also known as Lena, was picked for the lead role to play Brandon's girlfriend in the film. This film took Pierce over 5 years to produce, which focuses on the relationship mainly of Brandon and Lena. Many actors wanted the lead role, which took Pierce 3 years of casting because Swank wanted the perfect lead role to make this as true as a story as possible. The real life act of this happened in Falls City, Nebraska, but the film did not have enough money, so they ended up filming in Texas. The theme of this film was romantic and platonic relationships, violence against the LGBTQ community, trans people, and the social class. Once the film hit the New York Film Festival in October 1999, it was later said to be the best film of the year with very high rankings. Boys Don't Cry won an Academy Award for Best Actress by Swank. In 2019, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being historical and authentic. I also found all that information mostly from Wikipedia. Now I will be speaking to all you about the film addressed throughout the movie. The film addressed cultural differences, gender issues, physical and mental abilities. Some cultural differences that were brought up were obviously that people in 1999 are still very against gays, lesbians, bisexual, queer, and trans people. It is shown when the family finds out that Brandon was actually a girl and they pulled Brandon into the bathroom against his will, which was super awful to watch, and it was very shameful. They brought him into the bathroom, pulled his pants down to see if he had a girl part or a boy part, and then made his girlfriend Lena come in and look for herself. Again, very shameful. Gender issues are shown strongly again when the friends and family find out that Brandon's really a girl, and the brothers take Brandon, throw him in the car, and take him to this remote area. They then beat him up again, held him down, and took his clothes off. Both brothers raped him. I have no words for that scene. It was so upsetting to watch. I felt the pain and fear he was feeling by the way his cries sounded. That shows how much gender issues need to be talked about because how this was handled was very, very wrong and very, very upsetting. Lastly, physical and mental abilities were shown throughout the film when the brothers were acting crazy and kicked everyone out of the car when one of the brothers was telling Brandon to drive faster to get away from the cop, and then freaked out and left all of them on the side of the road. It was shown again when the brothers went to Lena's house and asked the mom where Brandon was. She told them that where he was so they could go kill him. That is unstable and so upsetting. All these themes were shown throughout the film, and then they were shown in a great way. Next, I will be talking to you about how the movie made me feel. I have never seen or heard of this film before, looking at this list, and what made me pick it was because it said transgender on the side, and I don't know too much about that, so I was interested. This was by far one of the best movies I have ever watched. It had such good content about transgender people. It had real emotion. It had the struggles of what trans people go through on a daily basis. This film made me feel happy at times when Brandon was falling in love with Lena. It made me feel happy when Brandon got arrested and Lena came to talk to him to see what was happening, and he was in the girl's cell. And he kind of told her, and she said that she did not care what he was, and that if he was even a monkey, she didn't care. And that really made me feel happy because she really didn't care what he was, but that really all that mattered was on the inside. It made me feel so sad when the family found out that Brandon was really a girl and were all yelling and accusing him and physically and verbally abusing him. I think the movie was very moving, and it had touched me and made me feel a lot of emotions. It made me feel so sympathetic when Brandon had to go to the ER and the woman asked him to take his pants off. I could feel his pain, his sadness. I felt when he said they raped him. It was very upsetting, and I felt for him very deeply. No one should have to go through that. I think the movie was made to make you see the reality of what transgender people go through and what it is like. They are normal people who are born in the wrong body. I think the message from this film was to show you that transgender people and what they go through and happens to transgender people based on what you think we all know about transgender. Moving into the next question being that was there an obvious conflict addressed by the film? Yes, there was an obvious conflict addressed in the film, the conflict being a transgender falling in love with a woman, battling with himself by having identity crisis and having to deal with the backlash of what society thinks of transgender people. The resolution of this film had made me feel a way I haven't felt. I don't think I really understand what being transgender was until I really watched this film. The resolution of the film being everyone finding out that Brandon was a girl and their brother is going to kill him and the girl that was helping Brandon and Lena run away together. I cannot believe that the brother just killed him for being a girl, a transgender. That was so disheartening to see, and the reasoning behind it is so sad. The problem solved in a way that sacrificed all parties? Absolutely not. Lena did not leave Brandon's side after her brother killed him. She lay there crying, helpless, lonely, and heartbroken. I felt that when she was laying on him, her sadness. You could feel it. You could just see when she woke up how horrible it was. Could I imagine myself in a situation like this one in the film? I could never imagine being in a position where I wake up in a body that isn't right and you have to tape my chest, put something in my underwear to feel somewhat complete. I could never imagine. Lying my whole life, scared someone might find out, beat me up, or even kill me, I could not imagine. I cannot imagine even being intimate with someone and having to pull away because you don't have the right parts they think you have and that you should have. I just cannot imagine. To conclude, I rate the film Boys Don't Cry a 5 out of 5 because it honestly was one of the best films I have ever watched. It had deep meaning, I felt the pain, I felt the happy, I felt the sad throughout the whole film. It had hit me not knowing too much about transgender people and everything they go through on a daily basis. I think this film being based off a true story makes it that much more meaningful and makes my emotions hurt even more. It really gives the detail of the life inside a transgender world, and it has changed my mind a lot about the LGBTQ community and what they go through every single day. I would highly recommend this movie to anyone, especially to people who are against the LGBTQ community. It has opened my eyes to a deeper world of what they go through every single day. I really enjoyed this film and that it provides great insight that could change the mind of someone who is against their community. It could save someone's life. Thank you.